Greetings and salutations, fellow humans, and welcome to another Tea with JD. Today I'm going to do 25 bookish facts, just because. There are no questions, just 25 book-related things about me, or bookish things about me. So, first off, number one, I read on my phone, I read on my iPad, and I read physical books. Basically, if I can get my hands on it, I will read it. I also read on the computer because I read a lot of blogs and news articles and other things because it's fun. It's reading. Secondly, when I was in New York City for a summer, I was able to get to the point where I was walking and reading at the same time, and I didn't bump into anyone. I never got even remotely close to getting run over, and I was just able to do that. And actually, a local New Yorker asked me how long I'd been living there, and when I said 2 months, they looked at me as if I was just a bit weird. I am, so cool. Thirdly, although I was able to walk and read in New York, I was also very able to lose track of time. On one occasion, I suddenly found myself the really light feeling because I was going over the Brooklyn Bridge and I had to have stopped in Union Square, which is 14th Street. So, yeah, I was pretty immersed in what I was reading. Number four, I have on more than one occasion dropped a book into a bathtub. Number five, when I was in my teens, we had Shar-Pei puppies, most adorable pups that you could imagine, super disciplined, and they would go to the bathroom by themselves. Here's the thing, we had a book series that none of us at home read. We didn't like it. We weren't fond of it. We weren't using it. We were wondering what we were going to use it for. So we made stairs for the pups to go in and out of there, so never underestimate the power of a book, even a bad one. Number six, it took 7 years to write my first book. That's 6 notebooks written in longhand, then transcribing, then editing, then editing, then editing, then editing, then proofreading, then editing, then self-publishing, and voila, the book came out. It was pretty intense, and then I began to decipher my self-publishing adventure. Yeah, pretty intense. Number seven, I've been known to hover over a book for years and then read it in a couple of days or maybe even a day. It has happened before, and it's just one of those things. Number eight, I've published 7 additional books and intend to keep the intense rate up because it is fun and I like it. And doing that also lets me meet new people, and that's cool as well. Number 9, the first book I read on my iPhone is Ready Player One. Number 10, I am careful with some books, but if it's for reference, you can bet your kista that I will do notes, I will do dog ears, I will put post-its, I will do whatever I need to make sure, I will underline, I will tear into it. I don't always have to take care of the spine, and when I'm doing research, it's pretty intense, and I'm like, completely lost in it, and I have to jot down whatever I need to jot down. Number 11, my favorite weather to read is rainy. I think a lot of people have this as their favorite because it's just soothing and tranquil, time goes slower, and you can just melt away with the rain. It is just a really wonderful experience. Number 12, I read when I'm in the mood, which can be almost any time of the day. I don't always read in the morning. I don't always read in the afternoon. Whenever I have a chance and the will and desire to read, I'm going to do that. I had like a weird hiccup there. My apologies. Actually, one of my favorite places to read and write is in doctor's appointments or other places where you're stuck in a place and people can't stand it. They're like, oh, I hate having to do this. I don't mind. I only mind when I'm in a traffic jam because you can't pull out a book there. Apart from that, if I have to wait, I'm a happy guy. Yeah, basically, if I have a good book or a good notebook, I can wait for hours. And I mean that, hours. I was on one occasion, at Newark, I was stuck on a 6-hour delay, I finished a book and started another. I was laughing, and people were like, "Ah!" So angry. I mentioned that before, but it's worth mentioning. If you're stuck in a situation like that and you have a book, just read, or find yourself a book. The airports have books. Do it. The only book that has given this is number 15. The only book that has given me chilly dreams is an H.P. Lovecraft collection. I think the Mountains of Madness had a profound effect, and I was having really weird and vivid dreams. That's the only time that that has happened. I do intend to read more horror books, so let's see if that changes eventually. If you know of a really good scary book that I should read, by all means, recommend it. Number 16, the Harry Potter series has helped me have the most random conversations with random people in my life. When I was in New York, I was reading the Harry Potter series, and I was just walking around all over the place. And people would go like, "Did you get to this part?" And then we would have a conversation. And it was awesome because no one gave spoilers, but the enthusiasm, I think that's what I really enjoy about that fandom. The enthusiasm that other fans of the Wizarding world have is just contagious, and I really enjoy it. Thanks to that book, I had 5 random conversations on the subway. And I'm not talking about other places. I also had conversations in other places, but 5 subway trips. I had random conversations with strangers of different ages, different genders, different races, and it brings people together. And I think that's part of the beauty of books, that they bring people together. Number 17. I've killed at least 8 mosquitoes by closing a book. Never a pretty sight. Number 18. Unlike many people, I don't mind when a series finishes. I like a complete story arc, and I like that sense of closure. Yes, it's sad to say goodbye. The thing is that there's so many books that I want to read that sometimes I need to say goodbye so I can say hello to something else. Number 19. I constantly live with the need to read what I've purchased before buying more. I swear that I wonder if I'll ever get to finish all I have at home. It's like, oh, I have to go out and get books. No, I always have 15 books, and from those 15 books, I choose a couple. And, I read 3 and then I buy 4, and it's constantly increasing. Number 20, I've never been interested in speed reading. There are techniques that you can either skip words or teach yourself to read quicker. And although I can read pretty fast, I want to enjoy what I'm reading. I don't want to go like, okay, I read another book and another and another. And yeah, you want to enjoy the book. You want to feel the book. You want to chew on it for a while, if you will. Number 21, I don't think I'll ever have huge book goals like I see with some people. I will be upping my book count to probably 44 or 45 for next year. This year's 36. I think that's a good number. But I do wonder how the hell people can read 200 books. I just have no idea. It's crazy. It's crazy. Admirable, but it just baffles me. And maybe it's because I'm doing. But these people also have lives. It's not like they're constantly reading. Well, they are constantly reading. To read 200 books, you have to read religiously every day a lot. But still, it's amazing to me, and I don't know if I'd ever indulge in that. Number 22, I truly believe that some of the best stories that I shall experience in my life are through comics and video games. I love books, I love reading, and every year I read more. Every week I read more, and I love it. But some of the best stories in my life I've played, and others I've followed along with pictures. Number 23, I find myself modifying my buying habits after my move from Puerto Rico. The process now includes whether I'm going to keep the book or donate it, or if I can read it in store. And I'm actually reading one in store right now. And I want to see how long that takes, because you want to travel light when you move. You learn that the hard way. Number 24, I learned that some classics are classics for the sake of classification, meaning that some universally loved books won't mean a damn to me, and that's fine. Number 25, I would love, and I would mean, and I mean love, to visit the chocolate room in the Willy Wonka factory. Period. And that's 25 facts, bookish facts about me. So, number 26 would be tagging people. So let's tag Matt from Turn the Page, Lillian Oake, aka the Goblin Queen from the Goblin Horde. Cookie, great character, married to Joshua Robertson. They head the Goblin Horde. Interesting people. Check their channels out. And Anaïs Believes. I think she would have some really interesting insights for this dish tag. Charchenko dish tag. I went Sean Connery there. Oh well. Anyways, for now, peace, love, tea, and Maki rolls.